Okay, before we get started, I've had a couple of stickers from Scott, the Blue Light Toner. Scott's a really nice fella, and he does a lot of charity work. I'll put a link to Scott's channel down below. Drop over, have a look and subscribe. As I said, he's a really nice bloke, does a lot of charity work. Now, let's get on with this video. In this video I'm going to do a cherry bowl, which I rough turned a while ago, put in the kiln, and it's been on the shelf here for a couple of months. Two things happened when it was drying. One, it really warped. It warped a lot more than I thought it would. You can see there the line that I've drawn on the tenon, which is the biggest I can get, keeping it round. I don't know if that's going to fit the large jaws. If not, I'll have to drop down to the 2-inch jaws on it. And it developed a crack here, which any fruit woods are notorious for, but I just threw some resin into it just to fill the crack. I actually didn't want to use resin on this, but let's see what happens. Right, now the first thing I'm going to do is turn that down to see if I can get the chuck to fit it. Right. So grab a ball gouge. Right. Start her up, stand back out of the way. Right. Up at 550. See how close I am. Right, parting tool. Yeah, parting tool is there. Right. We'll cut this straight in. See if that's straight. Yeah, I'm getting a clean cut all the way around it. Right. Now, I'll throw in the angle I need for the jaws, and then we'll see if it fits. See, I need to flatten off the bottom of that first because I can't get straight in there. As I said, it's really warped on me. Now we can get the angle on the jaws. Right then, we try that in the big jaws and see if they actually fit. If not, I'll have to cut it down for the smaller jaws. No, I do not think that's going to fit. So I will be cutting this down for the smaller jaws. Yeah, no. Right, smaller jaws it is. Right. But I want to use the strongest, smallest jaws I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the jaws that are on the Supernova to the 2-inch ones of the Supernova, and I'll be back then. Right then, I'll switch out the jaws on the other chuck. Right, and I have the optimum marked on this. Which is that right there. Right, so to bring that down to there, and these jaws have a straight jaw on the inside with a grip, so it's a lot like the Axminster C jaw, but it's not a C jaw, but it's the same principle. Right. So I'm going to take that down to there. Get rid of this. Make sure it's a nice straight shoulder. With the smaller size, I want to make sure that this tenon is perfect. Sometimes wood will do what you don't expect or want it to do. Right. And this one did just that. Right, let's spin this around and mount it and see if she holds. Right there, and it's back, and it seems to be holding quite well actually. Right, first thing I'm going to do is round off the sides here. Right, you can see that crack now better. I think it was a fissure that was in the wood anyway, it just opened up. Right, so I'll move the camera and we get to shape the outside of this. Right, all I've done so far is, I feel there's no point in you watching this, all I've done is round the blank off and flatten the rim so that it's workable. Right. I'm just finishing rounding it off now. I haven't started the shaping yet. Right, have a look at it. There's a crack just there. Right, but at the angle that is, I can tell that it's not going straight that way, it's going kind of that way. So sometimes it's better to take a ball off, or whatever piece you're working on, off the lathe, so you can get the CA to run where you want it, but don't take the chuck off, because it'll change the orientation of the piece. Thin CA down in there. So, cherry sawdust. The odds are I'm going to have to do that crack again, because as I said, I haven't shaped this bowl yet. balance that back up. Back in position. Right, now, keep that CA handy because, as I said, odds are I'm going to have to use it again. Now, because I'm starting to shape and stuff, I'm going to speed up a bit, going up to 800. I'm now using the longer part of the wing. You can tell by the shavings that are coming off, right? And I'm riding the bevel here on the edge. Came off the curve there. Let's check that crack. Visible again. Shape is there. Right, I'm going to have to treat that crack again now. Right. So, same thing again. Because of the angle it's at, I'm going to take it off the lid to do it. Yeah, continue shaping up there. There's a slight bump just there on the ring. Now, I would have been going too close to that if I hadn't moved the tool rest, because remember, you want it going across the tool rest if you can get it. You don't want a round surface riding on a round surface. See that curve? There's a slight bump just there. So I'm just taking tiny little angel hairs off of it, because the bump is very, very slight. And you can do that if you teach yourself to ride the side bevel on a pull cut. Remember, if you look at the gouge, that's a shear scrape, that's a shear cut with a drop way down. Riding the side bevel is it's almost level, right? But you're actually riding that bevel and the wood is coming directly down onto an edge. but you really have to control the gouge when you're doing it, and move your body, not your hands. As you can get absolutely tiny, tiny little shavings off it. It's a technique you need a lot of patience for, because you're not going to see an immediate result with it. The one thing about it though is it does give you one hell of a finish cut. You can see it there on the resin, how good of a finish cut that technique actually gives you. Right then, now I'm just going to do it there now, just to try and take that surface CA off before I sand the outside of this. I literally just want to take that surface CA off, like that. Right, one more, I think. As I said, you've got to be patient using this technique because you barely take any wood off. Yeah, there we go. Hole is still filled and all the surface CA is gone. Right, now we'll get the sand on that, the outside of it anyway, and I'll be back then. Okay, we had a bit of technical difficulty here. I found out that there was something actually stuck in the jack for the mic that I use for the microphone, and no sound recorded for this bit of the video. So I'm going to speed it up and please enjoy the musical interlude. I'll be right back in a minute with narration. Okay, and we're just buffing this off. I've waxed the outside and the inside. So I was just trying something there to see if I can make it easier on myself. There's some nice figure inside this. Just there. Don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a nice figure inside here. All around here. Right then, we'll flip this over and get the base done. Right, I have this in the coal jaws, and the maximum speed limit on a set of coal jaws is 500 RPM, and 494 is close enough. Now I'm going to cut inwards, putting the pressure towards the headstock. pulling back towards myself. Right, am I below? Right, am I on centre line? Right, now we'll sand that and finish the base. I'll be back then. Okay, and we're back, just buffing off the base. There's some lovely grain in the base of this. It's almost curly. I don't know if the camera's picking it up there. There's almost a curly grain at the end of it. It's really pretty. Right, we'll take it off. Get the dust off. And there we have it. A cherry bowl. I don't know what size it is. Have a look. It is 12 by 3.5. Well, the goods are 12. 11 3/4 by 3.5. I'll see if I can get the camera to pick up the curliness in it. Be easier on the bottom, is it? I don't know if the camera's picking up that or not, but it's got a very pretty grain in it. Right, so if you enjoyed that, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and like and share the video, and I'll see you in the next one.